Financial Freedom, Wealth is Coming Your Way. Written by Kelvin W. Nathan. Published by Audiobooks Office. Introduction. Imagine for a moment that you are swimming in a pool of gold coins, just like Scrooge McDuck. This is the world of the top 1%, where financial freedom isn't just a dream, it's reality. You've probably asked yourself how they've managed to achieve this level of wealth. Could it be luck? Inheritance? Or is there a secret recipe for success that's been kept hidden from you? In Financial Freedom of Top 1%, we're about to pull back the curtain and reveal the strategies the wealthy use to not only build, but also maintain their fortunes. But keep in mind, what you're about to discover is more than just about acquiring wealth, it's about changing your mindset and breaking free from conventional norms. For more information about the ebook version of this audio, visit audiobooksoffice.com. We noticed that 82% of you who listen to our video are not yet subscribed to the channel. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and like the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Are you ready to embark on this journey? Chapter 1. The Wealth Gap Explained. To understand the financial freedom enjoyed by the top 1%, it's imperative to first delve into the concept of the wealth gap, a socioeconomic divide that starkly separates the affluent from the rest of the population. This disparity isn't just about income, it's also about assets and opportunities. It's the difference between owning a home or renting, having savings or living paycheck to paycheck, having access to good education or struggling with substandard schools. A system that disproportionately rewards the wealthy is what keeps the wealth gap wide. Capital gains, or earnings from the sale of property or assets, for example, are taxed at a lower rate than income. This means if you're wealthy enough to live off your investments, you're taxed less than someone earning the same amount from a job. Furthermore, wealth begets wealth. The wealthy can afford to invest, to take risks, and to weather financial downturns. They have the means to access quality education, secure good jobs, and accumulate assets. Over time, this leads to an ever-increasing divide. However, understanding the wealth gap isn't just about recognizing the advantages of the wealthy. It's also about acknowledging the challenges faced by the less affluent. They often have less access to quality education, fewer job opportunities, and limited means to save or invest. They face higher rates of debt and financial insecurity. Chapter 2. The Myths About the Top 1%. Let's debunk some common myths about the top 1%, shedding light on the realities of their financial freedom and the factors that contribute to their wealth. The first myth is that the top 1% were all born into wealth. While there's no denying that a portion of this group inherited their fortunes, it's not universally true. In fact, a significant percentage are self-made millionaires and billionaires, having built their wealth through entrepreneurship, smart investments, and strategic financial planning. The second myth is that they don't pay their fair share of taxes. In reality, the top 1% typically face higher tax rates than the average citizen. They often contribute significantly to government revenues, even if some use legal loopholes to minimize their tax liability. Another commonly held belief is that the wealthy don't contribute to society. This is an oversimplification. Many of the top 1% are philanthropists, funding charitable organizations, endowing educational institutions, and supporting research initiatives. Their wealth often provides resources that can drive societal progress. The last myth is that the rich live a life of leisure. While wealth can certainly afford more comfort and luxury, it doesn't mean these individuals aren't working. Many of them are actively involved in their businesses, making critical decisions and driving growth. Dispelling these myths is crucial in understanding the financial dynamics of the top 1%. It's not all about silver spoons or greed. It involves hard work, smart decision-making, and sometimes a bit of luck. By comprehending their financial reality, you're better equipped to navigate your own path to financial freedom. Chapter 3. Understanding the Mindset of the Wealthy. Often, achieving significant financial wealth isn't simply about making savvy business decisions, it's also about fostering a particular mindset that embraces risk, prioritizes long-term growth, and values continuous learning. A mindset that, rather than shying away from challenges, seeks them out as opportunities for growth and development. You must understand that the wealthy often see money as a tool for creating more wealth. They're not just focused on earning to spend, they're strategically building their assets to generate passive income. The wealthy understand the power of investment over simple saving. They understand that money left inactive in a savings account depreciates over time due to inflation. They're constantly looking for avenues to invest and grow their wealth, whether it be in real estate, stocks, or businesses. The wealthy also value education and continuous learning. They're aware that the financial landscape is continuously changing and evolving. Staying updated with the latest trends, understanding market dynamics, and equipping themselves with new financial strategies are all part of their wealth-building regimen. They're not afraid to hire experts or seek advice when needed. Moreover, the wealthy typically have a long-term perspective. They're not swayed by short-term market fluctuations or temporary economic downturns. Instead, they focus on their long-term financial goals and are patient enough to wait for their investments to bear fruit. Chapter 4. The Power of Compound Interest. Building on the long-term perspective held by the wealthy, you can't overlook the crucial role that compound interest plays in amassing significant wealth. It's not just about saving or investing, but rather about how the interest on your savings or investments is calculated and added back to the principal amount. To understand this, let's look at a basic example. Assume you've invested $10,000 at a 5% annual interest rate. In a simple interest scenario, you'd earn $500 annually, irrespective of the number of years. However, in a compound interest setup, your interest is added back to the principal after the first year, making the principal $10,500. The following year, the interest is calculated on this new principal, leading to a higher interest payout. Over time, this difference becomes substantial. The power of compound interest lies in the time you allow your money to grow. The longer you leave your money invested, the more you benefit from the compounding effect. It's why the wealthy emphasize starting early. However, recognize that compound interest is a double-edged sword. It's fantastic when you're the investor, but it can be detrimental when you're the borrower. Loans and credit card bills compound in the same way, which means you could end up paying far more than you borrowed. Understanding and utilizing the power of compound interest is a key strategy in the financial playbook of the top 1%. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme but a proven, effective, long-term wealth-building tool. Chapter 5. Unconventional Ways to Build Wealth. Diving into the financial strategies of the ultra-wealthy, you'll find that they often employ unconventional methods to build and maintain their wealth. More than just maximizing earnings and minimizing expenses, these methods are often about exploring untapped resources and capitalizing on unique opportunities. Firstly, they invest in things you mightn't consider, such as art, vintage cars, and even wine. They see value where others might not. An art piece, for instance, can appreciate over time, and if it becomes highly coveted, it can fetch a handsome price at auction. Similarly, vintage cars and wines can become more valuable as they become rarer. Secondly, they diversify their income streams. It's not just about earning salary or profits from a business. They might own rental properties, have a stake in various businesses, earn royalties from intellectual properties, or generate income from consulting or speaking engagements. This approach not only multiplies their income sources but also mitigates risk. Thirdly, they leverage debt strategically. While it might seem counterintuitive, taking on debt can actually be an effective wealth-building strategy if used wisely. For example, they could use loans to invest in assets that have a higher potential return than the cost of borrowing. Lastly, they make use of tax strategies that are often overlooked by the average person. By understanding tax laws and using them to their advantage, they can save significant amounts of money, which they can then reinvest to further grow their wealth. Chapter 6. Secrets to Successful Investing. While the ultra-wealthy utilize unconventional methods to amplify their wealth, their astute investing strategies also play a pivotal role in achieving financial autonomy. These secrets aren't exclusive to the top 1%, and with an understanding of their techniques, you can also harness the power of investing to grow your wealth. Their first trick is diversification, which means distributing the funds across multiple assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities rather than placing all of your eggs in one basket. By diversifying, you're reducing the risk of significant losses if one investment performs poorly. Secondly, the wealthy take a long-term approach. They understand that markets fluctuate, but over time, they tend to increase in value. Don't be swayed by short-term losses or gains, keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Thirdly, they're not afraid of calculated risks. You'll find that some of the biggest fortunes were built on bold decisions. That doesn't mean reckless speculation, but well-thought-out risks after thorough research and analysis. The fourth secret is continuous learning. The financial world is dynamic, and the wealthy stay informed. They're always learning, adapting, and adjusting their strategies based on the current financial climate. Lastly, they seek expert advice. The wealthy know they don't have all the answers and aren't afraid to seek guidance from financial advisors. Chapter 7. Building multiple streams of income. Just as a river becomes mightier with the convergence of multiple streams, your financial stability strengthens when you establish multiple streams of income. This strategy isn't just about amassing wealth, it's about creating a safety net, a buffer against financial pitfalls, and a means to achieve your financial goals faster. The first step in this journey is to identify potential income sources. These may include your primary job, investments, side businesses, rental income, royalties from creative works, or even freelancing gigs. It's important to diversify your income sources to reduce risks. If one stream dries up, you're not left high and dry, you have other sources to fall back on. Next, you need to analyze each potential stream for viability and profitability. This involves careful research, planning, and, at times, consultation with financial advisors. Understand the time, effort, and resources required for each income source. Don't dive in blindly, know what you're getting into. Finally, it's crucial to continuously monitor and adjust your income streams as needed. The financial landscape is dynamic, and what works today mightn't work tomorrow. Be ready to adapt and evolve. Building several sources of income is a difficult task that necessitates patience, diligence, and a thorough awareness of your financial situation, yet, with the correct attitude and mindset, it is an excellent method for achieving financial stability and freedom. Remember, the goal isn't to get rich quick but to build a sustainable financial future. Chapter 8. Leveraging debt to create wealth. Now, let's shift gears and explore how you can leverage debt to create wealth, a strategy often overlooked but instrumental in climbing the financial ladder. Despite popular assumption, not all debt is bad. When used wisely, it can serve as a powerful tool to enhance your wealth-building efforts. Consider the real estate market. You might take out a mortgage to purchase a rental property. Although you're incurring debt, you're also establishing a continuous stream of income through rent. Over time, as the property appreciates, your net worth increases both through rental income and the property's value. Here, you've leveraged debt for wealth creation. Similarly, consider a business loan. You borrow capital to invest in your business, hoping for a return on investment that exceeds the loan's interest. You're using the borrowed money to generate more wealth than you could without the loan. However, leveraging debt requires careful planning. It's all about managing risk. You must make sure that the returns on the debt exceed the cost of borrowing. It's also crucial to have a backup plan if things don't pan out as expected. Moreover, it's vital to understand the terms of your debt. Know your interest rates, payment schedules, and penalties for late payment. Always remember, the goal isn't to accumulate debt, but but to strategically use it to create wealth. In a nutshell, leveraging debt to create wealth isn't about reckless borrowing but about judicious and strategic planning. When done correctly, it can catapult you to new financial heights. Chapter 9. The role of education in financial success. Understanding the critical role of education in achieving financial success is just as important as recognizing the power of debt leverage. Education, in this context, isn't limited to formal degrees but also includes financial literacy. You need to comprehend financial concepts, market trends, and investment strategies to navigate the economic landscape effectively. An understanding of money management principles such as budgeting, investing, and saving is crucial. It allows you to make informed decisions about your finances, reducing the risk of falling into debt traps or missing out on investment opportunities. You'll understand the importance of diversifying your portfolio, the impact of inflation on your savings, and the difference between good and bad debt. Education also opens doors to higher-paying jobs, giving you a solid financial foundation. It's not just about the paycheck, though. It's about the skills and knowledge you acquire, which can help you identify income-generating opportunities, whether it's in your current job, a new venture, or in the investment world. Despite its importance, financial education isn't widely taught in schools, leaving many to learn through trial and error. That's why you should take the initiative to educate yourself. Read books, attend seminars, use online resources. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to increase your wealth and maintain financial stability. Chapter 10. Mindset Shifts for Financial Freedom. While equipping yourself with financial knowledge is integral, adopting the right mindset is equally important in paving your path towards financial freedom. The mindset of the top 1% isn't solely focused on accumulating wealth but rather on creating sustainable financial success. This requires a shift from a scarcity mindset, which views wealth as a finite resource, to an abundance mindset, which believes there's enough wealth for everyone. The first step in this shift involves changing your view of money. Rather than seeing it as a measure of worth or a source of anxiety, start viewing it as a tool. It's a resource you can leverage to create opportunities and achieve your goals. This perspective will enable you to make more informed and strategic financial decisions. Secondly, adopt a mindset of continuous learning. The financial landscape is always changing, and staying current is essential for making wise investments. Don't be afraid to seek advice, read widely, and attend seminars. This won't only increase your financial literacy but also keep you adaptable in the face of change. Lastly, cultivate a mindset of patience and long-term thinking. The path to financial freedom isn't immediate. It involves careful planning, consistent effort, and time. The top 1% understand that true financial success isn't about quick wins but sustainable growth. So, avoid get-rich-quick schemes and focus on building a strong financial foundation. Chapter 11. Strategies for Saving and Budgeting. Often, the path to financial freedom begins with learning the discipline of saving and budgeting, which can assist you in properly managing your costs and growing your money over time. This skill isn't just about putting aside a certain amount each month, it's also about understanding where your money goes and finding ways to optimize your spending. The 50/30/20 guideline, which advocates allocating 50% of your income to requirements, 30% to wants, and the remaining 20% to savings, is one technique you can use. This approach can provide a helpful framework for managing your finances. Automation is another effective strategy. By automating your savings, you're essentially paying yourself first. This ensures that a percentage of your earnings are saved before they are spent. Budgeting, on the other hand, requires a bit more involvement. It's crucial to track your expenses, ideally categorizing them into fixed and variable costs. Fixed costs are those that don't change monthly, like mortgage or rent, while variable costs fluctuate, like groceries or entertainment. By doing this, you can identify areas where you might be overspending and adjust accordingly. Lastly, it's important to set clear financial goals. Whether it's buying a house, retiring early, or building an emergency fund, having a concrete goal can motivate you to save and budget more effectively. These strategies aren't one-size-fits-all. You'll need to experiment and adjust them according to your specific needs and financial situation. Remember, the key to financial freedom doesn't lie in earning more, but in managing what you already have more effectively. Chapter 12. Maximizing tax efficiency. Beyond mastering your savings and budgeting, another crucial step towards financial freedom involves maximizing your tax efficiency. It's not just about how much you earn but also how much of it you keep after taxes. So, how can you become more tax efficient? First, understand your tax bracket. It's essential to comprehend the tax rate at which your last dollar of income is taxed. Higher income often pushes you into higher tax brackets, but strategic planning can help manage this. Secondly, consider tax-efficient investments. Some investments are more tax-friendly than others. Because of their lower turnover, index funds and ETFs, for example, can be more tax-efficient than actively managed funds. Next, take advantage of tax-advantaged accounts. Savings accounts for retirement, such as 401(k), and IRAs, as well as health savings accounts, HSAs, and educational savings accounts, provide considerable tax advantages. Maximize your contributions to these accounts to lower your taxable income. Consider tax loss harvesting, which is selling the investments at a loss in order to offset gains from other investments, lowering your taxable income. Lastly, you might want to explore estate planning. Through trusts and other legal entities, you can manage how your wealth is passed on, potentially reducing estate taxes. Chapter 13. The importance of setting financial goals. To reach the pinnacle of financial freedom, it's essential to set clear, achievable financial goals that align with your long-term aspirations. These objectives act as a roadmap, directing you toward wise financial decisions and behaviors. Each financial goal you set should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART. This detailed approach ensures you're not just dreaming, but planning and executing effectively. Consider this: without set financial goals, you're likely to spend more than necessary, save less than you should, and invest carelessly, which are all detrimental to your financial health. Your financial goals act as a compass, directing you to make wise financial choices that support your long-term vision of financial independence. They help you identify your financial needs, prioritize them, and establish a plan to meet each one systematically. Perhaps you want to pay off your mortgage in 10 years, retire at 55, or start a business in 5 years. These are all valid financial goals. However, each requires a unique strategy, and that's where setting SMART goals come in. They provide a structure for each goal and help you break them down into manageable tasks. Chapter 14. Overcoming common financial roadblocks. While setting SMART financial goals is a crucial first step towards achieving financial independence, it's equally important to anticipate and effectively navigate the common financial roadblocks that could hinder your progress. Let's delve into some of the most prevalent roadblocks and strategies to overcome them. Firstly, one common roadblock is unexpected expenses. These could be anything from medical emergencies to car repairs. To combat this, it's crucial to have an emergency fund in place. Aim for 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses, and remember, it's better to start small than not at all. Secondly, you might encounter the roadblock of debt. Debt, whether it is college loans, credit card debt, or a mortgage, can stymie your financial development. The key here is to create and execute a debt repayment plan. Prioritize high-interest debt first and consider seeking professional help if you're overwhelmed. Another roadblock is lifestyle inflation. As your income increases, it's tempting to increase your spending proportionately, but this can derail your financial goals. To avoid this, practice conscious spending. Make deliberate decisions about what to spend money on, and save the rest. Lastly, lack of financial literacy can be a significant roadblock. Education is the best weapon here. Learn about personal finance, investing, and retirement planning. Read books, attend seminars, or take courses. It is not simple to overcome these obstacles, but with perseverance, discipline, and the appropriate tactics, you may navigate your way to financial freedom. Remember, the journey to the top 1% isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Chapter 15. The role of networking in wealth building. In your journey to financial independence, don't underestimate the power of strategic networking, as it can accelerate your wealth building efforts significantly. Networking isn't about merely making acquaintances or collecting business cards. It's a deliberate strategy to connect with influencers, thought leaders, and potential partners who can open doors to opportunities. Think of your network as an investment portfolio. You diversify to mitigate risks and maximize returns. Similarly, cultivate a diverse network of professionals across industries, job functions, and hierarchies. This diversity can provide a broader perspective, unique insights, and access to varied opportunities. It can also protect you from sudden economic shifts or industry disruptions, as your connections in other fields can provide alternative paths to wealth. Moreover, networking can offer mentorship opportunities. Successful individuals have navigated the path you're embarking on and can provide valuable guidance. They've made mistakes, learned lessons, and gained wisdom that you can leverage to avoid pitfalls and accelerate your progress. Chapter 16. Investing in real estate for long-term wealth. Beyond the realm of networking, investing in real estate stands as a proven strategy for building long-term wealth. You've probably heard the term real estate thrown around, but what does it truly mean? Real estate investments involve buying, owning, managing, renting, or selling real estate for profit. The beauty of this strategy lies in its potential for steady cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Firstly, you might be wondering how real estate investing can generate steady cash flow. This is primarily achieved through rental income. You will receive monthly payments from your renters if you purchase a property and rent it out. This can provide a consistent, reliable income stream that's often higher than what you'd receive from other types of investments. Second, the value of real estate might rise over time. While markets fluctuate, the general trend is upwards, meaning the value of your property could increase over the years. This can lead to significant wealth if you invest wisely and hold on to properties long-term. Lastly, there are numerous tax benefits associated with real estate investing. These can include mortgage interest, property taxes, and upkeep costs. Moreover, you can defer capital gains taxes through strategies like the 1031 exchange. Chapter 17. The impact of entrepreneurship on wealth creation. Shifting gears to entrepreneurship, it's essential to understand how starting your own business can significantly influence wealth creation. You're not just earning a paycheck, you're building an asset that, if successful, can increase in value exponentially. That's a key difference between working for someone else and working for yourself. In the initial stages, your income may be uncertain, but successful entrepreneurship often leads to higher income in the long run. This is because you're not limited by a fixed salary. The potential for your earnings is directly proportional to the performance of your firm. In addition to income, entrepreneurship also generates wealth through business equity. Owning a business means you hold a piece of a potentially valuable asset. Over time, as your business grows and becomes more profitable, its value increases. This increase in value is a form of wealth creation that's exclusive to entrepreneurs. Moreover, entrepreneurship allows you to control your financial destiny. You decide how to invest your time and money. You determine your business's direction. This level of control isn't only empowering, but it also opens up opportunities for strategic decision-making that can optimize your wealth creation. The flip side, of course, is that entrepreneurship involves risk. Businesses can fail, and when they do, it can be financially devastating. But with risk comes reward. It's this potential for high reward that makes entrepreneurship such a powerful wealth creation tool. Chapter 18. Balancing risk and reward in financial decisions. When navigating the financial world, you will quickly understand that establishing a balance between risk and return is crucial to wealth creation success. It's a dance of precision, one where the tempo can change without warning. High-risk investments typically yield higher returns, but they also include the danger of significant losses. Conversely, low-risk options may provide more stability, but they tend to offer smaller returns. The key to balancing risk and reward is diversification. As dedicating to putting all your eggs in one basket, spread your investments over a variety of assets, sectors, and geographic regions to reduce the chance of a single, catastrophic collapse. Understanding your risk tolerance is also crucial. This is essentially the degree of variability in investment returns that you can withstand. Are you comfortable taking big risks for the chance of higher returns, or would you prefer a more conservative approach? Keep in mind, a higher risk tolerance often goes hand in hand with a longer investment horizon, allowing you to ride out potential downturns. Lastly, you need to regularly review and adjust your investment portfolio. Market conditions change, and so should your investment strategy. If investments underperform or risks rise, don't be afraid to adjust your holdings. Balancing risk and reward isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that requires vigilance, flexibility, and a willingness to make tough decisions. But with careful planning and disciplined execution, you can strike a balance that offers the possibility of significant wealth while mitigating the potential for disastrous losses. Chapter 19. Navigating Market Volatility for Profit. While mastering the balance between risk and reward is crucial, you'll also find that knowing how to capitalize on market volatility can significantly boost your profit potential. Market volatility is the rate at which the price of an investment rises or falls for a given set of returns. It's typically measured by the standard deviation of historical daily price changes. In periods of high volatility, the price of an asset can change rapidly in a very short time, leading to substantial price variations. If you're able to anticipate these fluctuations, you can make strategic investments to benefit from them. This doesn't mean playing a guessing game, but rather, it requires careful analysis of market trends, economic indicators, and geopolitical events that can influence market behavior. However, navigating market volatility isn't for the faint-hearted. It's a strategy that requires resilience, adaptability, and a high risk tolerance. You'll need to stay updated with financial news, perform technical analysis, and apply sound money management principles. Diversification, for instance, can help you spread the risk and mitigate potential losses during volatile periods. Chapter 20. Achieving Financial Independence at an Early Age. Harnessing the power of smart investing and disciplined saving can set you on the path to achieving financial independence at an early age. It's imperative to note that this isn't a quick fix, get-rich-quick scheme. It requires careful planning, disciplined execution, and a certain level of financial education. Firstly, understand the magic of compound interest. It's your money's ability to grow exponentially over time. If you start investing in your early 20s, you'll have a significant advantage over those who start in their 30s or later. This is due to the extra compounding periods you'll benefit from, which can result in a dramatically larger nest egg. Secondly, adopt a frugal lifestyle. This doesn't mean you have to scrimp on every penny, but rather make thoughtful decisions regarding your expenditures. Prioritize needs over wants, and always save a portion of your income, no matter how small. Thirdly, diversify your investment portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. To spread the risk, invest in a combination of assets such as investments in stocks, bonds, and real estate. Lastly, regularly educate yourself about personal finance and investment strategies. This will help you make informed decisions and stay on top of market trends. Chapter 21. Lessons from Self-Made Millionaires. Let's delve into the wisdom of self-made millionaires and unpack the financial strategies they've employed to accumulate their wealth. One common thread among them is the art of investing wisely. They don't just save, they multiply their money. They understand the principle of compound interest and how it can snowball over time. They invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, and sometimes even in their own businesses. Another prevalent trend is their sheer persistence. They're not afraid of failures and see them only as lessons. They're determined, resilient, and never give up until they've reached their financial goals. They know that wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. Diversification is another key strategy. They don't put all their eggs in one basket. Their investments are spread across different sectors and asset classes. This helps to mitigate risk and ensure steady growth. Self-made millionaires also master the art of frugality. They don't spend lavishly. Instead, they live below their means and reinvest their earnings. They understand that accumulating wealth isn't about how much you earn but how much you keep and grow. Lastly, they're lifelong learners. They never stop educating themselves about finance, investments, and market trends. They stay informed, make calculated decisions, and adapt to changing economic climates. Chapter 22. The Psychology of Money. Understanding the psychology of money often plays a crucial role in wealth accumulation, as it influences your financial decisions, behaviors, and habits profoundly. It's not just about how much you earn, but also about how you perceive, manage, and utilize your finances. Consider this: you've likely heard stories of lottery winners who, despite suddenly acquiring large amounts of wealth, end up broke. This is often due to a lack of understanding of the psychology of money. Without a healthy mindset, financial success can be fleeting. Your relationship with money is shaped by various factors, including your upbringing, past experiences, and societal influences. These elements can impact your financial beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. For example, if you've grown up in an environment where money was often scarce, you might develop a scarcity mentality, leading you to make fear-based financial decisions. Recognizing and addressing any negative financial beliefs or habits is crucial. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance one. It means seeing money not as a source of stress, but as a tool for opportunities and growth. When you have a favorable attitude toward money, you are more likely to make sound financial decisions, which can lead to wealth creation. In essence, the psychology of money is about understanding your financial behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs, and how they influence your financial health. By understanding and transforming your money mindset, you can pave the way to financial freedom. This is a fundamental principle that the top 1% understand and leverage to their advantage. Chapter 23. Strategies for building generational wealth. Often, the key to building generational wealth lies in strategic planning, disciplined saving, and smart investing, principles that the top 1% consistently apply to grow and preserve their financial legacy. You, too, can apply these principles to create a strong financial base for your future generations. Strategic planning starts with setting clear, realistic financial goals. You must define what you want your wealth to accomplish in the long run, be it funding your children's education, ensuring comfortable retirement, or leaving a substantial inheritance. This plan serves as your financial roadmap, guiding your decisions and helping you stay focused amid market fluctuations. Disciplined saving is another critical component. You can't invest what you don't save. Make it a habit to set aside a certain percentage of your income regularly. The top 1% understand the power of compound interest. Even small amounts saved and invested over time can grow exponentially. Smart investing is about optimizing returns while minimizing risks. Diversify your investing portfolio by including equities, bonds, real estate, and even startups. The top 1% don't put all their eggs in one basket. They spread their investments to weather market volatilities and ensure steady growth. Remember that wealth building is a process, not an event. It requires patience, persistence, and discipline, but the reward is financial freedom and a legacy that can support generations to come. Following these strategies, just like the top 1%, can set you on the path to creating lasting generational wealth. Chapter 24. Breaking Free from the 9-to-5 Grind. While adhering to the principles of strategic planning, disciplined saving, and smart investing can set the foundation for financial freedom, breaking free from the conventional 9-to-5 grind is a crucial step in this journey you should consider. A traditional job often means limited control over your time and income, and can even stifle your potential for wealth creation. Transitioning away from a regular job into a more flexible and potentially lucrative setup, such as entrepreneurship or investing, can be daunting. However, with careful planning and calculated risks, it's possible. The first step is to examine your financial status and calculate how much income you require to maintain your current standard of living. This calculation should include all your expenses, such as housing, food, healthcare, and leisure activities. The next step is to devise a plan to reduce your reliance on your day job. This might involve setting up a side business, investing in assets that generate passive income, or freelancing in your field of expertise. You need to start small, test the waters, and then gradually expand your venture as you gain confidence and experience. Chapter 25. Creating a Legacy of Financial Freedom. Once you have escaped the limits of the 9-to-5 grind and achieved some financial independence, it is important to consider how you might leave a lasting legacy of financial freedom. It's not just about accumulating wealth for yourself, it's about building a financial foundation that keeps giving, even when you're not around. Start by developing a comprehensive plan. This includes your investments, savings, and how you'll continue to generate income. Diversify your portfolio to ensure stability and growth. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You'll want a mix of stocks, bonds, real estate, and potentially even businesses that generate passive income. Next, consider setting up trusts or foundations. These legal entities can provide a reliable income stream for your loved ones and future generations, while also reducing tax liabilities. Additionally, they can ensure your wealth is used in ways you deem fit, even after your departure. You should also prioritize estate planning. A well-crafted will ensures that your wealth is distributed according to your wishes. It minimizes conflicts among surviving family members and prevents unnecessary legal battles. Lastly, consider philanthropy. Giving back doesn't just create a positive impact on society, it also cements your legacy. Your philanthropic endeavors can live on long after you, creating a ripple effect of financial freedom. In essence, shattering the chains of fiscal mediocrity to join the top 1% isn't rocket science. It's about understanding the mindset, leveraging the magic of compound interest, and exploring unconventional wealth-building strategies. You're not just seeking financial freedom, you're building an empire. This isn't about escaping the 9-to-5 grind, it's about creating a legacy that'll echo through eternity. It's high time to dispel the myths and master the art of building generational wealth. Thanks for listening to or reading this from Audiobooks Office.